recovered from COVID-19 pandemic and are actually still on the decline.
Are temperatures rising in New Mexico? Watch my first weather forecast to find out.
Girl Scout cookies are back. What you need to know coming up next.
This is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Good evening, I'm Thomas Mariscal and welcome to News 3 New Mexico.
And I'm Deja Ramos. Thank you so much for watching.
Just this morning, a case of avian influenza A, or H5N1, was detected in a cat in Clovis. After animal control officers in Clovis picked up the cat and observed symptoms, the cat was then tested for the disease, and the results came back positive for the bird flu. Officials say that the risk of cat-to-human transmission is low. If you own cats, you can reduce risks by avoiding feeding your cat uncooked meat or unpasteurized dairy, and keeping them inside to prevent any exposure to infected wildlife.
A criminal investigation continues into a shooting incident outside a Tucumcari Family Health Center. An eastern New Mexico man is behind bars after police say he shot another man in the health center parking lot with an assault rifle. According to police, an argument escalated between the victim's wife, and 56-year-old Anthony Kent. State police said Kent fled the scene but was later arrested. He was charged with attempted murder and aggravated assault after police said he shot and hit the man with an AR-15 assault rifle. The victim was flown to a Texas hospital for treatment where he remains in stable condition. The New Mexico Department of Health confirmed another case of measles in Lee County. The department says the adult individual is in isolation. NMDOH is conducting contact tracing on the individual. This now brings the total to 9 cases in the state with no hospitalizations or deaths. The department says there is still no confirmed connection between any of the 9 cases in the state and dozens of cases in nearby Texas.
New Mexico continues to struggle in education, ranking last in all categories according to the National Assessment of Educational Progress, commonly referred to as the nation's report card. The recently released data shows that the New Mexico students have not yet recovered academically from COVID-19 pandemic, with test scores declining in both math and reading for 4th and 8th graders. The results reveal a significant drop in student performance. Compared to 2019, 8th grade students saw their math scores decline by 13 points over the past 5 years, while 4th graders experienced a 7-point drop. Reading scores also fell by 7 points for both grade levels.
Today, the House of Education Committee heard House Bill 194, which proposes that Native American students throughout New Mexico should have the right to wear tribal or cultural regalia during graduation and other school ceremonies. 18 states, including Colorado and Nevada, have similar laws in effect. The bill received a DO pass recommendation, the House Education Committee, after some revisions. It is currently waiting a vote.
Duplicate bills in both the Senate and House of Representatives of New Mexico have been introduced. Senate Bill 339 and House Bill 390, sponsored by Senator Woods and Representative Zamora respectively, aim to provide funding to Curry County to plan, design, construct, replace, and improve water lines in Curry County. The bill provides the county with $12 million in funds taken from the New Mexico General Fund. It also aims to have those funds granted in 2016 and be completed by 2028. To read the full bill yourself, you can visit www.nmlegis.gov, then search on the site search either HB 390 or SB 339. Well, it's been a pretty cold week. Did I see some snow earlier this week?
I think so, because I walked out of my apartment and there was snow on the ground and I was shocked.
You know, that snow combined with previous snow and rainfall has really helped out New Mexico for the better. Unfortunately, right now there isn't a lot of precipitation except for down south near Houston and a little bit up near Oregon and Washington. However, like I said, that previous rain and snowfall has really helped New Mexico out for the better. The chart shows the drought level of New Mexico currently. As you can see, it's much better than last summer's. This next summer is shaping up to be a really, really good one. However, water conservation is still a crucial part of making sure that New Mexico can stay moist and thriving throughout the summer. That's all I have for you. Back to you at the desk.
New Mexico officials are ramping up preparations for what is expected to be a challenging fire season. The forecasts show it's going to be pretty dry in March, and that could make the summer especially dangerous. Because of the state's dry conditions and the abundance of fuel in forests, wildfires are more likely to ignite and spread. The U.S. Forest Service emphasized that wildfire preparation is a year-round effort in the state of New Mexico, with strategies like prescribed burns playing a key role. For residents of places like Ruidoso and Las Vegas, which have seen huge fires in the past few years, experts say that staying informed is the best way to prepare for potential wildfires.
Seniors in New Mexico are encouraged to sign up for the new Seniors Farmers Market program. It provides a $50 gift card for eligible seniors that can be used at any farmers market program, increasing access to fresh fruits and vegetables. Eligibility is based on both age and income. The cards are issued in July of 2025. If you want to find out if you're eligible, you can sign up for the Senior Farmers Market program at www.nmwic.org.
Have you been wanting to put your child into a fun way to get exercise? Well, we have just the thing for you. Little League. That's right. America's favorite pastime has a league for the young kids of Roosevelt County. It's open for all children ages 4 to 16, so there is a team for everyone. It costs $60 for both t-ball and coach pitch and $70 for the upper division teams. The Roosevelt County Little League Baseball and Softball have their final in-person registration tomorrow, February 22nd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., while online registration does not close until February 26th. To register online, you can go to www.rcllportales.com.
Today marks the start of National Girl Scout Cookie Weekend, and Girl Scouts across New Mexico are gathering up to sell their famous cookies to support their programs and community initiatives. This year's lineup includes fan favorites like Mints, Caramel Delights, Peanut Butter Patties, Doozy Doos, Treefuls, and more. Customers can look forward to newer additions such as Adventurefuls, a brownie-inspired cookie with caramel-flavored cream, and Sea Salt, and the highly sought-after Raspberry Rally, which will be available exclusively online. Girl Scout cookie sales serve as the organization's largest annual fundraiser, helping troops finance activities, educational experiences, and community service projects. Cookie booths will be set up at local grocery stores, shopping centers, and community events. And customers can also purchase cookies directly from Scouts. Sales will run through March 23rd, so there's plenty of time to stock up on your favorite flavors.
New Mexico immigrant advocacy groups are calling on lawmakers to pass data privacy and public safety bills this season. Immigrants distrust the government following federal deportation threats, and it is dividing the communities across the state. Since President Donald Trump was inaugurated, immigrant families have been more afraid than ever to participate in civic life. Albuquerque Mayor Tim Keller and speakers called on lawmakers to pass Senate Bills 36 and 250. Senate Bill 36 would prohibit State Department of Motor Vehicle employees from disclosing driver data to anyone who would use it to enforce federal civil immigration.
Coming up after the break, Drake will have his full weather forecast for you.
But first, take a look at today's financial market.
Welcome back. I'm Drake Long, filling in for Lainey, who's feeling a bit under the weather today. Speaking of weather, let's get right into that. As I said in my first weather, there's not really much precipitation happening other than up in Oregon and down in Houston. And if we zoom in right here, we can see that there are scattered showers, but not really anything at all to be concerned about. A little bit west of Albuquerque, and a little bit down here in the middle of New Mexico. Going into our current temperatures, over on the west side, we have Gallup at 48, Farmington at 50, Silver City at 61, and Socorro at 59. If we zoom in over here on our side of the state, Santa Rosa is at 39, Roswell is at 40, Tucumcari is at 42, and Portales is at 43. Going into tonight's lows, it's going to be a brisk one, so make sure you drip your faucets and bring those animals in, because if you're cold, they're cold. Going into the temperatures, Gallup is at a frigid 15 degrees with Farmington not far behind at 23. Santa Fe is at 26, and Truth or Consequences is at 34. Once again, going on to the eastern side, Clovis is at a 27. Our neighbors in Texas are at 29 and also 29, twinsies, with Portales at 30. Going into tomorrow's highs, everything is going to be relatively the same. Temperatures are going up, staying from around 58 to about 64 on the whole, entire statewide. Going a bit closer, Clovis is at a 58, Portales is at a 59, Roswell is at a 57 down there, and Amarillo is at 61, 59 in Lubbock. Going into our 7-day forecast, we're looking at Roswell on Saturday being partly cloudy at 57 and drastically warming up on Sunday to 78. Even further on Monday at 85, Tuesday 79, Wednesday 70, Thursday 67, Friday 74. Looking at Carlsbad, no clouds throughout the entire week, but the temperature is still rising. 56 on Saturday, 76 on Sunday, 85 on Monday, 80 on Tuesday, 73 on Wednesday, Thursday is 66, and Friday is 74. Saturday in Tucumcari is bright and sunny at 61, 68 on Sunday, 78 on Monday, 73 on Tuesday, 58 on Wednesday, Thursday is 65, and Friday is 71. Down here in home base in Portales, Saturday is 60, Sunday is 70, Monday is 80, Tuesday is 75, Wednesday 61, Thursday 64, and Friday 70.
Well, let me tell you, I am actually really excited to have that weather back, like the warmness.
Me too. I am ready to take a walk outside.
I'm enjoying wearing sweats right now. I prefer the cold, but I'm looking forward to shorts.
Well, coming up after the break, we will be right back here with more news, so stay tuned. Welcome back. The ENMU Department of Music is hosting one of their 2 annual spring concerts this Sunday. The concert promises to bring lots of joy and excitement with conductors Dustin Seifert, Associate Professor of Music, Department Chair and Director of Bands at Eastern, Dr. Sidney Schuler, Associate Professor of Music, and guest conductor Dr. Anthony Purcell, Associate Professor of Music and Director of Bands for Northwestern State University of Louisiana in Natchitoches, Louisiana. To attend, all you have to do is show up. Tickets are free and the concert is open to the entire public. The concert starts with the ENMU Symphonic Band at 3 p.m. and then the Wind Symphony at 4 p.m. in Buchanan Hall in the Portalis Music Building.
The ENMU Department of Theater and Digital Filmmaking presents a theater performance of the play She Kills Monsters. She Kills Monsters is a comedic romp into the world of the hit fantasy role-playing game Dungeons & Dragons. It tells the story of main character Agnes Evans as she leaves her childhood home following the death of her teenage sister. The play's director, Clara Cundon, Associate Professor of Theater at ENMU, says it's about as fun of a show as you can get and truly has something for everyone. ENMU will host live performances on the main stage at the University Theater Center from Thursday, February 27th through Saturday, March 1st, with showtimes at 7 p.m., and a matinee performance will be held on Sunday, March 2nd at 2 p.m. General admission tickets are $10, while senior citizens and active duty military tickets are $7. Tickets can be purchased online at www.enmu.edu/theaterlive.
The Department of Energy announced that it's moving forward with 3 potential national interest electric transmission corridors and issued a notice in the Federal Register seeking comment on the next steps of analysis and public engagement. The proposed southwestern grid connector would make its way through eastern New Mexico. The Department of Energy announced on their website that they would be extending the deadline for the public comments regarding the proposed southwestern grid connector. The original deadline was set for Valentine's Day, February 14th, and now they've announced that they will extend the deadline through April 15th, 2025. Professional athletes across the country have had their homes broken into and items stolen from them. Finally, authorities have arrested 7 men in connection to those burglaries that affected the likes of Patrick Mahomes and Bobby Portis.
Prosecutors say all men are Chilean nationals and part of a highly organized group scouting out and targeting athletes, Polo Sandoval reports.
While Milwaukee Bucks forward Bobby Portis was on the NBA court last November, authorities say a team of burglars was stealing nearly $1.5 million worth of property out of his home. The hit is detailed in a newly unsealed federal criminal complaint. In it, FBI agents share a selfie obtained through a search warrant showing alleged members of a so-called Chilean South American theft group. They smile and show off their loot, including luxury watches and a safe. Notice one wearing a Chiefs top? Investigators suspect some of these men also hit the Kansas City homes of Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and tight end Travis Kelce in October. Prosecutors suspect 7 Chilean nationals of comprising a burglary ring targeting the homes of pro football, basketball, and hockey players. According to court records, they traveled around the country to the homes of pro athletes using fake IDs to rent cars and hotels.
They conduct due diligence on who the marks are. Then they conduct surveillance to see what patterns of behavior are. They then go further and conduct a little bit more investigation into the building plans to see points of access. Is this an entire Wi-Fi system? How do I get into the house? Does it have a backup generator? They put these things together, they select the mark and the time, and that's how they have a high probability of success.
The property stolen during high-profile burglaries tends to fuel a lucrative demand on the streets. In a separate investigation, federal agents arrested 2 men in New York City's Diamond District this month. They're suspected of buying goods stolen from an NFL star, then reselling them in their store.
The NFL warned its players of what it said to appear to be thieves taking advantage of the team schedules to target athletes' homes. Coming up after the break, KJ will have his full sports report for you,
including a look at the men's and women's win over St. Edwards, so stay tuned.
Welcome back, sports fans, to News 3 New Mexico. My name is KJ Ford, and let's take a dive into today's report. The Logan Longhorns pulled off a dominating victory against Grady last night. The final score was 81-49, and the Longhorns are now 20-3 this season, with a perfect 4-0 district record. Last night, the Santa Rosa Lions secured another victory. This time they faced off with the Estancia Bears. The Lions overpowered the Bears from start to finish in this game and won with a final score of 89-52. Last game, the Portales Rams varsity basketball team lost a home conference game against Artesia by a score of 58-42. The Rams look to bounce back with a huge win on the road tonight over the Lovington Wildcats at 7 p.m. Eastern New Mexico women's basketball clinched a spot in the postseason with a home victory on Thursday afternoon. 60-52 was the final score against St. Edward's University at Steve Lloyd Family Foundation Arena. Off the bench, Ashana Hunter once again led the Greyhounds during the evening with a total of 14 points, while Natalia Lockett contributed 11 points. The game was a battle between the teams until the Greyhounds pulled ahead in the second half with their free throws. ENMU plays their next game facing St. Mary's University at home. The two teams meet on Saturday, February 22nd here in Portales at the Steve Lloyd Family Foundation Arena, beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern New Mexico baseball will host 2 games this weekend against in-state rival New Mexico Highlands. The Hounds will play the Cowboys in a 2-game non-conference series in Portales this weekend. The 2 9-inning games will be played at Greyhound Baseball Field, scheduled for Saturday, February 22nd, beginning at 4 p.m. I will broadcast the play-by-play of this game live on Flow Sports. On Sunday, February 23rd, the ball game is set to get started at 1 p.m. Well, that's all the sports I have for you tonight, but don't change that channel because we'll be right back with Thomas and Deja after the break, so stay tuned.
Welcome back. Well, we don't really have many time for much news, but I am so excited to go get myself some peanut butter patties after this.
Oh, I'm all about the Thin Mints.
Oh, those are pretty good, but the peanut butter patties really do take the cake in my opinion.
Okay, that's a fair opinion to have.
Or those Doocy Doos.
Or the Doocy Doos.
So, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back on Wednesday.
See you next time.